Okay, chapter 6. And I'm hoping in this one we find out what he's actually building with all this wood and stone. Because he's got a lot of men working on this. And it came to pass in the chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt, in the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph, which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of the Lord. Oh, just like I predicted, kind of. I was like, we'll find that out in chapter 6. Yep. That he began to build the house of the Lord. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this. If you know anybody who likes to read long, or just listen to the Holy Bible. But I'm going to read that one over again. And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel were come out of the land of Egypt. So this is 400 years later. In the 4th year of Solomon's reign over Israel, in the month Ziph, which is the 2nd month, that he began to build the house of the Lord. And the house which, I need to get in the habit of reading it on the book. It's actual book, the actual book. I've got the camera and I'm looking through the camera to read it. And the house which King Solomon built for the Lord, the length thereof was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 20 cubits, and the height thereof 30 cubits. And the porch before the temple of the house , 20 cubits was the length thereof, according to the breadth of the house, and 10 cubits was the breadth thereof before the house. And for the house he made windows of narrow lights. Hold on, I'm like way out here. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. And for the house he made windows of narrow lights. That's interesting. And against the wall of the house he built chambers round about. Against the walls of the house. What? And against the wall of the house he built chambers round about. Against walls of the house round about, both of the temple and of the oracle. And he made chambers round about. The nethermost chamber was 5 cubits broad, and the middle was 6 cubits broad, and the third was 7 cubits broad. For without it in the wall of the house he made narrowed rests round about, that the beams should not be fastened in the walls of the house. And the house when it was in hold on. Building was built of stone made ready before it was brought thither. Wow. So they prepared that stone so it was ready to be put before it was even brought there. That's cool. So that there was neither hammer nor axe nor any tool of iron heard in the house while it was in building. Wow. The door for the middle chamber was in the right side of the house, and they went up with winding stairs into the middle chamber, and out of the middle into the third. So he built the house. And finished it, and covered the house with beams and boards of cedar. And then he built chambers against all the house, 5 cubits high, and they rested on the house with timber of cedar. And the word of the Lord came to Solomon, saying, concerning this house which thou art in building, If thou wilt walk in my statutes, and execute my judgments, and keep all my commandments to walk in them, then will I perform my word with thee, which I spake unto David thy father. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and will not forsake my people Israel. So Solomon built the house and finished it. And he built the walls of the house within. He built the walls of the house within with boards of cedar, both the floor of the house and the walls of the ceiling. And he covered them on the inside with wood, and covered the floor of the house with planks of fir. And he built 20 cubits on the sides of the house, both the floor and the walls, with boards of cedar. He even built them for it within, even for the oracle, even for the most holy place. There's chapter 7. I was wondering where chapter 7 was. I thought it was like all the way over on this next page. Chapter 8 is going to be kind of a long one. Oh, it's going to be very long. Look at that. Boom. All this all the way down to here. Verse 17. And the house that is the temple before it was 40 cubits long. And the cedar of the house within was carved with knops. The cedar of the house within was carved with knops and open flowers. All was cedar. There was no stone seen. And the oracle he prepared in the house within to set the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to set there the ark of the covenant of the Lord. And the oracle in the forepart was 20 cubits in length, and 20 cubits in breadth, and 20 cubits in the height thereof. And he overlaid it with pure gold, and so covered the altar, which was of cedar. I get some water. My neck's kicking my butt. I'm gonna plug this for a little bit. I gotta. My neck's kind of getting sore, so I'm gonna have to lift this up. Dang it. So, hold on. I had to do some exercise ago, dang it. And he built 20 cubits on the sides of the house, both the floor. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm all the way over here. Excuse me. Set there the oracle in the forepart was 20 cubits in length, and 20 cubits in breadth, and 20 cubits in the height thereof, and he overlaid it with pure gold, verse 20, and so covered the altar which was of cedar, verse 21. So Solomon overlaid the house within with pure gold. I gotta scratch my back. Verse Okay, verse 22. And the whole house he overlaid with gold until he had finished all the house. Also the whole altar that was by the oracle, he overlaid it with gold. And within the oracle, he made 2 cherubims of olive tree, each 10 cubits high. Wow, that's 9 letters long. Olive, OLIVE, 5, tree, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 9 is another number for eternity. And those 2 represent Michael and Gabriel, who live forever. That's crazy. That's cool though. And within the oracle he made 2 cherubims of olive tree, each 10 cubits high, and 5 cubits and 5 cubits was the one wing of the cherub, and 5 cubits the other wing of the cherub, from the uttermost part of the one from the uttermost part of the one wing unto the uttermost part of the other were 10 cubits. Okay, from the uttermost part of the one wing unto the uttermost part of the other wing of the other were 10 cubits. Okay, and the other cherub was 10 cubits. Both the cherubims were of one measure and one size. The height of the one cherub was 10 cubits, and so was it of the other cherub. Verse 27. And he set the cherubims within the inner house. And he set the cherubims within the inner house, and they stretched forth the wings of the cherubims, so that the wing of the one touched the one wall, and the wing of the other cherub touched the other wall, and their wings touched one another in the midst of the house. Oh wait, hold on, let me read that again. And he set the cherubims within the inner house, and they stretched forth the wings of the cherubims, so that the wing of the one touched the one wall, and the wing of the other cherub touched the other wall, and their wings touched one another in the midst of the house. And he overlaid the cherubims with gold, and he carved all the walls of the house round about with carved figures of cherubims and palm trees and open flowers within and without. And the floors of the house he overlaid with gold, within and without. And for the entering of the oracle he made doors of olive tree. And for the entering of the oracle he made doors of olive tree. The lintel and side posts were a 5th part of the wall. The 2 doors also were of olive tree, and he carved upon them carvings of cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and overlaid them with gold, and spread gold upon the cherubims. And upon the palm trees. So also made he for the door of the temple posts of olive tree, a 4th part of the wall. So also made he for the door of the temple posts of olive tree, a 4th part of the wall. I'm trying to figure this out, trying to understand this. It's been upsetting me. Oh, okay. So also made he for the door of the temple posts of for the door of the temple posts of olive tree, a fourth part of the wall. And the two doors were, I thought it was saying, so also made he for the door of the temple posts of olive tree, a fourth part of the wall. Yeah, I was reading it awkward. Verse 34. Because I don't want to get so far away you guys can't see it. And the two doors were of fir tree. The two leaves of the one door were folding, and the two leaves of the other door were folding. And he carved thereon cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and covered them with gold fitted upon the carved work. And he built the inner court with 3 rows of huge stone. You know, he says he has a lot of wisdom. I'd like to know where he got this gold, and I think I know where he got this gold. He was able to make this gold, just like that. Boom. He had so much wisdom, it would not surprise me if he had the wisdom to know how to make this gold. That's how come he's got gold, like, everywhere. Like, wow. And what I also want to know, I just thought of this, is... hold on. How in the heck... If it's made of wood and the gold weighs heavier than wood, wouldn't it drag the wood down? He had to have been able to make the wood to where it wouldn't do that. That's very interesting how he made this. Okay, and he carved therefore, okay. And he carved verse 35. And he carved thereon cherubims and palm trees and open flowers, and covered them with gold fitted upon the carved work. Fitted upon the carved work. And that's another key phrase right there, fitted upon the carved work. So he had done it in a way that it was fitted upon the carved work. And he built the inner court with 3 rows. He built the inner court with 3 rows of hewed stone and a row of cedar beams. He built the inner court with 3 rows of hewed stone and a row of cedar beams. In the 4th year was the foundation of the house of the Lord laid. In the month Ziv. And in the 11th year, in the month Bul, which is the 8th month, was the house finished throughout all the parts thereof, and according to all the fashion of it. So was he 7 years in building it. It's interesting, it ends that verse with saying 7 years is to do it. I'm getting tired. It's interesting. It says so was he 7 years in building it. It took 7 years to build it. And it's like the ending of chapter 6. And which is crazy because 6 is the number of wisdom, and counting, you find wisdom. And 7 is the number of completion. And this chapter is completed. I'm going to go to Pilgrim's Progress, and then I'm going to go to chapter 7 and 8 of the Holy Bible. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Why I'm getting tired, I don't know. But I'm probably going to keep going. I'm going to do some exercises though. I got me some coffee but mixed with hot cocoa, so I'm trying to wake up. So I'm going to do Pilgrim's Progress chapter 3, part whatever, 2 I think, and then complete chapter 3. And then go back to doing chapter 7, chapter 8. And in the meantime I'm going to work on doing Holy Bible studies for the first chapter of Kings, First Kings, and I do mean in depth. So I gotta I'm gonna have to take notes. I don't usually like to take notes, but it's gonna help so I don't forget anything, you know. So I'm gonna have to write it down, and then do a whole lot of counting and thinking, and ask God to enlighten me with wisdom. Never forget, thank God for the wisdom He's given you. That's a blessing, and it just means He loves you. So, like, comment, subscribe, share these videos, and hit the notification bell. I will see you in the next video. Again, I'm going to do Pilgrim's Progress, Chapter 3, finish Chapter 3, and then probably Chapter 4, I don't know, because I kind of want to get in the habit of reading more often than getting on YouTube, looking at these videos, watching these videos. So, I will see you all in the next video. Love ya. Peace out.